Okay. Um, like I said, I'm going to continuously make as many videos as I can, um, because as target individual, we are being just they try to erase reality, so they can make us accept this falsified reality. I'm just listening to these perps next door. Those are contracted individuals by the government. They are human trash, but they're not alone, right? Wherever we're gonna go target individual, we're gonna experience these people. And for me, at least, I can speak for my targeting. There've been a lot of delusional trash wanting to escape from the reality of what they're part of. But I haven't been nice enough to let them live that fantasy. I just got back from my apartment. I can hear somebody say, "Now you pay," and I understand this trash talking to me. It's in a program that torture children, and they want to go into that fantasy where I'm somehow gonna see them in this femme fatale, fierce individuals, when in reality they are the cowards of the earth, and doing some of the foulest things to the most vulnerable people. But with me, they wanted to present that facade, which I'm not gonna let that happen. They try to use these different mystics, which is not a mistake. So the sophistication of this technology is extremely advanced, extremely. I mean, that's why it's easy to think that this is being ran by some spiritual being. No, but it's obviously a very orchestrated program where what we experience target individual at this point is none of it is just happening naturally. Even the things around you are kind of either controlled or made it seem like it has to do with you. Sometimes it hasn't. With this a lot of false correlations because of what we know this technology is capable of doing. But this trash, these bottom feeders, then try to present themselves in these mystical ways when in reality you're just a bottom feeder the government utilizing. You understand? You feel empowered by the technology ability and the program ability, and you want me to see you in these different ways. But I know what you're doing, and I understand that you want me to subscribe to this falsified reality you've put together, and even utilizing this very sophisticated technology in the ways that is presented. I'm hearing this trash saying how they're gonna castrate me, they're gonna our demons. It's like, listen, these demons, these things, whatever's gonna happen to me, it's gonna be happening to me because I was put in this program where they even torture children. And you mean people are mean people who torture children too. And torture children too. And torture women. And are doing it in the most cowardly ways. Whatever theatrical or theater of a torture I'm going to experience, I know that this can be done to me remotely. Most of these perps talking to me right now are wearing their PJs, very comfortable outfits in order to do what they do to me. That shows how easy it is to do what they do. Children can do what they do. And the damage as I'm talking, I can feel my teeth, can be crazy. But it's because this sophistication of this technology, not because this almost childlike retard talking to me is doing this great work. Reality is we are subject to program where they use us as human subjects, and the government is behind this, not this next door neighbor fantasizing and coming up with a little fantasy. They want you to accept this falsified fantasy. Let me just introduce myself properly. I'm what you call a target individual. I was put in this program by my first employer. My first employer is the reason why I'm here. It has strong connection to the government, from even intelligence community. Once I was put in this program, which is a program where they utilize us human subjects to do these things to us that are crazy, but it's part of just improving something that's already super sophisticated and develop it. And so I was put in this program, and it's been crazy ever since, but not that crazy until August 19, 2019. August 19, 2019, that's when my mind changed. Psychologically, never been the same. And I was told that's when I experienced V2K. We now have your brain. You know, your brain is ours. You better thing you should do is kill yourself. right? They didn't say that word specifically. They say you should not welcome in this world anymore, right? Go to the other world. I didn't understand what they meant. They meant killing yourself. Since that day, all I've been experiencing is disturbing reaction, stimulation, sensations, and aimed toward children. So nasty, especially black little girls. Well, all little kids, especially little girls. But then they will say that what you're experiencing today is us making you think the way you think when you were a child. Which you understand how retarded that is. But they also talk about, for example, this trash house said, now you pay. She was trying to refer to the stupid thing I did when I was in middle school as a child. I did something stupid. There was a moment, an impulsive moment of a child. But this trash, this grown ass and whatever individuals involved in this program are in a program where they literally torture children. Now, I'm being told by people involved in a program that torture children that you're gonna pay for the stupid thing you did as a child, right? Let me repeat that. I'm being told by people involved in a program that torture children in sexual ways and others that I should pay for what I did when I was a child. Now, obviously, I know the reality that this is a way to try to create a facade of some sort. Because once you put in the program, they're gonna vilify you. They're gonna try to create whatever they can, because they will do that to children. This is a way for them to kind of create this like fantasy of what they do, right? Because the people who kill them should kill themselves are really people who could be involved in a program that can be capable of doing this thing to children. That's all I can say. But I understand what she's trying to say. She's trying to cope, and she's trying to make me believe that this is because what you did as a child, when in reality they do this to children. And the reason why I'm in this program is because my employer put me in this program. And once you're in this program, what happened is you are a subject, a human subject, where they do whatever they want to you. And this technology implemented to us, on us, are technology that is extremely sophisticated, and somehow, I don't know, once your brain is connected to some kind of supercomputer like device that then can overlay and manipulate you at any point and however they want it. It's just, I no longer experience anything natural. Nothing I'm experiencing is natural anymore. And then not only that, my whole ecosystem is just kind of orchestrated. Wherever I move to, there'll be people doing the same things, making loud noise campaign, do things around to try to get you to disrupt you, to disturb you. And everything you watch, everything is like as if everything is just um like it's manipulated, right? Sometimes, a lot of times actually, there's a lot of false correlations, you know, because we know target visual that our ecosystem is manipulated. Sometimes you just hear something, you hear somewhere else, you're like, oh my gosh, is that part of this? There's a lot of that, but also there's a lot of, actually they will say something and I'll see that later. For example, that's how crazy it gets in your mind with false correlation, or not knowing if it's something they manipulated to be that way, or it's just it happens to just talk about that, which it can definitely be. But our mind at this point correlate a lot of things that maybe not even should be correlated, but because you have seen the capability of this technology. They were talking about WASP somewhere, and then I don't know, just random talk. And then I watched this thing. They talk about WASP. Is that a correlation, or is it part of this orchestration that's maybe a little too, that could go either way? There's things that obviously are not correlations, where they will say something to me, and in real time I'm listening to a podcast live, and they will say that because this program is global. The manipulations that we experience is something that can be done globally, and so they can definitely orchestrate things to happen in a way that what you heard from them earlier can be heard later on by somebody else saying it. That has nothing to do with your target. So you understand that. But then immediately what they try to do is to try to make you subscribe to this manipulation. So you see, we knew. They try to maintain this mistake, which There's no mistake. The people who are talking to me, who can tell me what I'm going to experience tomorrow, have no freaking idea what's going to happen to them. These bottom feeders are truly nothings. They are truly the trash of the earth. They can tell me how I'm going to starve, they're going to do this and that, but for their life, TBD, to be determined what's going to happen to them. They can plan for whatever they want, but it's just planning, not knowing what's going to happen. Expecting something, but not being sure. Right? So I see reality, but please understand, I understand the sophistication of this technology. I know the program is extremely sophisticated, and the whole ecosystem is manipulated by this program that has a network that is global. This next door trash or co-workers or whatever, to be determined what's gonna happen. They don't know, nothing is gonna happen to them. I mean, we know what's gonna happen to us maybe 3 days from now. Like, you can have strong expectation there, but like, let's just say that they don't know 3 months from now what's gonna happen to them, right? For me, they know every step I'm gonna experience, because they're part of this program that orchestrates my life. But at the same time, they try to utilize this to try to make you look at them in this mistakeful ways and be subscriptive to these pedophile things they do. 2 seconds ago, it was so disturbing. They're low life trash and pedos. Actually, in so many ways, when I say that, I was looking at my friend's Instagram picture, and you can look at, if there's multiple at one time, you can do this and see more. And as I see it's like a quarter of a picture of her daughter, and it's a black looker. I can only see the hair and the little like elbows, right? I took a screenshot of that because they start stimulating me, because being a little girl that she is, being a little black girl that she is, they're gonna force me to get nasty stimulations. When I'm in them, I'm talking about this trash implementing this technology onto us, where they can manipulate our body in so many ways, manipulate our body and our mind, and I could feel my like genitals being played with. It's so disturbing. When I used the restroom, it felt like it was just like this disturbing like thing, and that's because there was a little girl there. And they're like, now we mapped it. It's because when you were a kid or something. It's like, no, you are playing I literally look, I can feel my libido just being stimulated. But this trash, these people are pedophiles. But when I say that, it's scary that the reality that the entities that are running this program, these entities are DARPA, DOD related entities. They're not this trash next door. And they happen to have a lot of pedophiles, right? And the embarrassment and humiliation of reality is what they try to counter day in and day out. They're like, no, you are a pedophile. It's super awkward. It's super awkward because their pedophiles are the entities contracting them, making them feel like the god that they are. It is still nasty. The trash, this government, like this, I can see why they can feel empowerment, but they have to do a lot to block out reality. I'd rather die in these horrible ways than having to live the life they live. There's no living way. That's not a life worth living the way they live. But I'm glad they do, and I pray that they continue to live this life. I don't want them to live a life of honor and dignity. I want them to continue to live this cowardly life where they have to disorient reality and still work for entities filled with pedos. And be involved in a program that torture even the most vulnerable people, abusing them. I'm talking about children, and I'm talking about sexual torture, suffocations, radiations, blinding, handicapping children. That's reality. While they try to make me be like thinking about what you did as a child. Stupidity I did to myself as a child when in a program that can handicap children. It's so nasty. To all my target individuals, just understand that you're lucky. Truly. They can mock you, because for me it's like, oh, you're the lucky one. Oh, you're so lucky. It's like, no, I'm so lucky that I didn't have to do the things that you do. I'll suffer in horrible ways. I understand that, but can you imagine having to do what you do? You are trying to make me accept manipulation that this program is renowned to be doing to people. You're in a program that is out here doing the foulest things to the most vulnerable people. You sold your soul to the entities filled with pedophiles. You're just the trash. And you've been humiliated by just testimonies and reality of what's happening behind the scenes. And your coworkers are childlike individuals because it doesn't take a genius to do what they do. Just some childlike individual that they can delude themselves. And now look at your coworkers, your colleagues, your warriors. Trash, you sold your soul to pedos, and now you're here trying to make me subscribe. You can't even say the name of a pedophile. In every way possible, they've been humiliated. They can't say Roy Moore. I said that name and seen somebody turn red and sweat. Like getting, like start sweating. Like what kind of humiliation of reality is that? Me being tortured in whatever ways they tell me I'm going to be tortured, it's not going to change this reality. It's not going to make your life any better, but I'm glad that you continue to live this life. When I say this, I don't try to stop them from continuing this nasty lifestyle. Stop. They're just going to wait for the TBD of their life is going to be magical. So to all my target individuals, stay strong and know that justice will be done. They've done too much nasty things to too many vulnerable people, and they've called themselves gods when they were doing nothing the government utilized. And these entities truly running this program, these people are just trash. And it's not too much of a surprise to hear they have problem with pedophiles there. And this psyop I have around me, no wonder why they use childlike individuals. You know what they try to say? Well, they try to disorient me. We're gonna frame you. They're gonna be mean. You're gonna be scared. The scare. You see who's talking to me? Something else. Cowardness, weakness, the delusionals. Weak beyond understanding. I rather die slow than live my life having to do what they do. But all I can say is thank God, and to all my target individuals, stay strong. Do not subscribe to this psyop. Please look at these perps for what they are. Just some losers the government contract. They feel empowerment now because this technology can do so much to us. But you're a lucky person that you didn't have to be this cowardly, this low lifeness, and try to create this fantasy and psyops to counter reality.